Yo, what is up, y'all? My name is Devin, and today I'm going to be giving y'all a step-by-step guide on how to reduce your bloating. Now, I'm not a doctor, but it's just a few things that I have learned in working with individuals who do suffer from extreme bloating. We apply everything that I'm going to outline here, and 9 times out of 10, that's a super made-up number, but I say that to say most people do find relief from bloating. So if you're someone who naturally you always feel like your stomach is distended, you have a hard time using the restroom, you have gassiness, anything like that, please understand that that shit is not normal. But before I get into that, if you are interested in one-on-one coaching, a meal plan, or a training plan, go ahead and email me. It's going to be right here. And also, if you are new here, please subscribe. It helps my channel grow. It helps other people see my channel. The number one thing that I have all of my clients do is take note of which food items are causing bloating. In your phone, most phones have a notes app. I have them outline what they're eating each day. Next to that meal, I have them indicate whether they're feeling bloated or not bloated after that feeding time, right? So for example, if for breakfast they had overnight oats, they would write in the note, overnight oats equals bloat or overnight oats equals no bloat. Now, at our check-in, we go over which items did cause bloating, and very often we're able to pinpoint, okay, well, you had bloating after dinner. For dinner, you had pasta, so maybe you're gluten sensitive, and we extract that food source that is causing bloating. This is really going to give you the information you're looking for. The main food items that I have seen cause bloating, severe bloating. Number one, y'all are going to be mad, dairy. So many people are dairy sensitive. So many people are lactose intolerant, and they don't realize it because maybe they were not when they were younger. Like for myself personally, I developed a lactose intolerance in my 20s. I just had ice cream, and I feel like I shouldn't have just had ice cream. Like this is bad, son. Like I was farting all over the place. It was just terrible. You have to be open-minded and not think, well, 2 years ago I was able to eat cheese with no problem. Like these things develop over time, okay? The second food item is gluten. Gluten is found in flour products. That's going to be baked goods. That's going to be tortillas, bread, pasta, gnocchi, all of those good things that we love to just indulge on. Yeah, if you're gluten sensitive, as soon as you have that pasta from Cheesecake Factory, you're going to blow up like a puffer fish. I have had some people run gluten digestive enzymes prior to having that meal, but it doesn't do the trick as much as just not having gluten in the first place. There are several gluten-free products that are very similar to non-gluten-free products. Like there's gluten-free bread, there's gluten-free bagels, gluten-free pasta. But also, even if you don't feel like, because those items are a little bit more expensive, it's not hard to stay away from gluten, right? Rice, potatoes, oats, cream of rice, there are several gluten-free carb items that are easy to adhere to. Don't think that you just have to tough it out because non-gluten food sucks. Doesn't suck. There's corn tortillas. Like, man, there's a lot of gluten-free food that you don't have to just suffer, okay? A lot of folks will eat red meat and not be able to use the restroom for days. And that is no bueno, because if you're stepping on the scale after being bloated as hell, after not being able to use the restroom, obviously the scale is gonna read a little bit higher. And you're like, well, I've been eating in a caloric deficit. I've been doing my cardio. I've been working out. Why do I weigh more? It doesn't make sense. Well, if you're eating food that you are sensitive to, if you're eating food that's causing inflammation, you are going to gain weight, or your weight is not going to move down if you're in a dieting phase. But it's not because anything is wrong with your caloric intake. It's simply because you're eating foods that are inflammatory to you. You cut those foods out of here and you'll notice scale movement most of the time within a week. Second variable that you should be looking at if you're feeling bloated is your fiber intake. Now, fiber is an interesting one, because if you're just laying out a blanket statement that says, I'm not having enough fiber, and you're not tracking it, and then you add more fiber onto that, you're just going to be even more bloated. I do suggest, at least for 1 or 2 days, tracking your food intake with an app. For myself and my clients, I like to use my Net Diary, and it does show your fiber intake, and you should be having roughly 14 grams of fiber per every 1,000 calories that you're consuming. Now, if you're undershooting that by a wide margin or overshooting that by a wide margin, you're going to be bloated. You're going to be unable to use the restroom, right? Add a Metamucil gummy for a week and see if it helps with your restroom use, if it helps things flow better. If you've recently ran a cycle of antibiotics, it is very likely that your healthy gut bacteria have been decimated, okay? Antibiotics essentially kill your gut bacteria to get rid of the infection, but while the antibiotics is waging a war against that infection, the antibiotics are also killing your healthy gut biome. If you've recently ran a cycle of antibiotics and you notice that you're not able to use the restroom, I do suggest using a probiotic to reinstate those healthy gut bacteria that have been killed with the antibiotic cycle. So I have found with my clients that 10 billion to 20 billion cultures has been impactful. It has been useful, but don't just grab anything because it does need to be impactful. If you personally have struggled with any inflammation, any digestive health issues, please share what has helped you, because I'm genuinely always curious to learn. digestion and our gut health and our gut biome is just so, the information is just so vast, and I'm always on a mission to learn as much as I can. If you are interested in one-on-one coaching, a meal plan, or a training plan, feel free to email me. I'm also going to be including my website down below. That link will take you to my dumbbell only training plan, as well as my high protein cookbook, which is full of very, 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 in my opinion, tasteful recipes. And then also, if y'all want to follow me on Instagram, it would be greatly appreciated. We're shooting towards 30,000 followers, and I want to get there before the new year, but I may be reaching for the stars. I don't know. But if you do want to see more of my content, definitely follow me there. It's going to be linked down below. And like I always say, Devin loves you, Devin's a Dawn, and Devin is out of here, boy.